Hey you guys, what's up? Decided that I'm going to hold off on the picture-in-picture for a while just because I don't have my camera and it's really not as good of quality. So I'm going to just, do it this way. Hopefully, I'll be back soon. But good news, Dragon's Exalted scans are on PlayTCG.me, and that means that we're doing black and white on from now on. So this is me and Mark Oliver playing. I am playing my Garchomp Altaria deck. It's one of the better decks so far that I've tested. I've really just been messing around with a lot of things, and I'm going to mulligan a bunch here, which, is never a good thing to give card advantage to your opponent like that. And we're going to see he's going to go first. He's going to lead with the Dino, the Dragon Dino, which I think is kind of interesting that he's running that one instead. Not really sure why on that. And he also has Sableye on the bench, and he benches a Darkrai, or Dino, Dragon thing. So I'm going to attach, I'm going to communicate out one of my two Altarias, and I'm going to grab out a Gibble. And I decide to just sing this turn, just, see if I can stall. No reason in retreating now. He could just catch me back out and just burn more of my energy. So I figure I might as well keep the energy on my little Swablu. But Mark's going to wake up, and he's going to draw, and he's got a huge hand right now, which makes me think that he probably has the next turn Hydreigon. Or I believe that'd actually be this turn, right? So I'm expecting Hydreigon to hit the field this turn. And he evolves into Zweilious, I think is how you actually say it. Zweilious. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's some supposed to be, I think they mean something in German. But, so correct me, in the comments if I'm saying that totally wrong. Never claimed I knew any German. So, but he's going to end, which, helps me quite a bit. It gives me the Garchomp candy, which is, always a nice sight. And he's just going to put 20 damage on me. So I'm going to evolve. I'm going to attach, and I'm going to candy into Garchomp. So I have a Garchomp and Altaria. I want to take out, I actually go for the Sableye, which is an interesting choice. My thinking at the time is that taking energy off the field is the most important thing. And I'm not wrong in that thinking, but, it's an interesting way to play it. So I'm going to Mach Cut, and I'm going to take the first prize on turn 2. I take an energy off the board, which means it's probably going to take him another turn to Night Spear unless he has the Dark Patch. That's another thing I seem to have sort of ignored, is Dark Patch and how that's totally a thing. And then he can easily get those energies back a lot of the time. But he's going to get down the Hydreigon, and he's going to catch her out my Altaria once again. I know in our testing, Mark has found it really effective to target these Altarias, and that's really the way to slow down this deck. Your opponent's probably going to be able to get out those Garchomps, so challenging them to a Garchomp race is, kind of silly in a lot of respects. But at the same time, it's, it can be pretty devastating. When you take out the Altarias, you really limit the damage control. The deck's not nearly as scary, especially in this matchup, especially when you run low on catchers. But he's going to put 3 damage counters on my Garchomp and actually KO my Altaria. And I'm going to bench another Swablu. I'm going to play a double communication. And this is going to be for another Swablu and a Gabite. So Gabite will let me grab another Gibble with Dragon Call, which is his ability. If you don't know, it's a selling point of the deck. Gabite has an ability that once per turn you can search your deck for a Dragon Pokemon, which means you can search your deck for anything you really run aside from Emolgas, which I've been messing with the count from time to time. I'm not exactly sure what my count is during this point in time. And so you can't search for Emolga or Swablu because Swablu is a normal type. But it really helps you search out things. It really helps you chain Garchomps. If you get one Gabite out, you can get a bunch if you have Gibbles on the bench. But I'm just going to put 60 damage on his Darkrai because I really can't do much without my Altarias. He, however, is going to catcher out a Swablu. So burning catchers quickly, but also using them very effectively. It's really hard for me right now. At least I know I'm going to get up one Altaria next turn, but he max potions as well, which really is something that makes this deck struggle. And then he's going to knock me out and do 30 to my Garchomp, which means that a Night Spear can knock it out. Mark's really been good with knowing how to ensure that he'll get all the KOs using his snipe damage. And I go to level ball thinking I can grab a Swablu, but it turns out I don't have any. So then I'm just gonna, use my Dragon Calls and try and get out another Garchomp and get out a couple Gabites here. And I'm in a Juniper, and I hit a catcher, which is very appealing. I'm going to go for the Hydreigon because not going for Hydreigon really limits your ability to stop Max Potion, and if I can't stop his Max Potions, I'm not going to win. It's basically just how this matchup plays out. If Darkrai Hydreigon can Max Potion and just wall with these Darkrai's, there's no way your deck's going to hit for 180. You're not going to one-shot them. It's just the simple truth of this deck. So you need to find another way to do this. You need to be able to stop these Darkrai's from moving energy. You need to take energy off the board is the other thing, really. He's got 6 energy on the board, which is pretty nasty right now, and he's going to Night Spear and KO Garchomp while setting up a KO on the other one, so he's kind of okay with me just having this one Altaria. I don't really threaten all that much with just a single Altaria, and so I'm going to Super Rod away, grab back 2 Swablu, as well as an Altaria, and shuffle those back into my deck. I'm then going to attach an energy to my other Gabite, just waiting for those blend energies to, be found. And I'm going to Dragon Call into one Garchomp, which I don't really see the purpose of, in all honesty. I guess it prevents me from being sniped by Night Spear, or not sniped, one-shot by Night Spear, but at the same time, the search is really valuable. I guess it works, having one of each is going to be probably pretty fine. And then I'm going to Mach Cut and get 80 damage on the board. So now I'm hoping that he doesn't have the Max Potion, because if he doesn't, and I can get out another Altaria and catch him out next turn, I can take a really big knockout. I've also, prevented him from being able to move his energy around. It really makes him less effective. So he's going to put pressure on my Swablu, and I'm going to hopefully Dragon Call. That's definitely the play here. Get that Swablu to evolve into an Altaria to prevent it being knocked out and it being a double down on the snipe damage. I'm actually going to retreat here. I know he's burnt out a lot of catchers. The one fighting energy doesn't really matter. I have a good situation, and I don't really know why I don't play the N here. I'm kind of surprised by it, but he's going to Juniper away a Candy and a Dark Patch, so that N probably would have been pretty helpful, bringing him down to 3 cards. He probably wouldn't have had a supporter. I'm not sure what his supporter count's like with this discard and everything, what's been played, and actually how many plays in his list, to be honest. I don't know Mark's list at this point in time. I still don't. It's a good list, though. I can attest to its, consistency and everything. But now I've really given him a choice in where he wants to snipe and take that damage, except unfortunately he has another catcher, and he's going to be able to take 2 prizes, which is going to be just so dirty that he can do this. And he's just going to be able to Night Spear and knock out both of my Altarias, bring it down to a single prize, and I am in a bad spot right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just evolve into the Garchomp. I've just accepted that this... he doesn't knock out both my Altarias. He knocks out a Garchomp instead, which I don't know how I feel about that play. I guess it doesn't really matter with this. I'm just going to Dragon Blade. So I take 2 prizes, bring it down to 1. And it's really all about, what he draws off this N. I feel like the N was definitely a very effective N. And he's actually going to bite me for 20 damage. So he's just stalling for time. I'm looking through my deck to just see, where my Junipers are. I'm actually just going to discard all of this. I should have attached the other blend energy, but I hit a bunch. And I actually whiff on the catcher, even though I've only played 1, which really hurts me. But I announced my whiff. And I'm going to Mach Cut for KO. So I do hit a catcher now for my prizes. Not that it seems like it matters too much. I've really backed him up against a corner here. I know he can't knock out my Garchomp as it stands. You know, if he has the catcher, that's game. He's going to max potion actually, and he's just going to try and rebuild and see what he's got. And I'm going to hopefully attach that blend energy to my bench Garchomp, and I do. And now I'm gonna Dragon Blade yet again. So I discard the top 2 cards of my deck. I already have the catcher in hand, so I guess I'm really not caring too much. He's gonna Juniper, which is scary, but he doesn't actually have the energy just yet. So he's gonna bench a bunch of stuff, and doesn't look like it's gonna be able to do too much for him. I can probably one-shot just about anything he's got. He's actually gonna go for the Junk Hunt, which is pretty much good game. I'm going to just draw and be able to catch her out, you know, whatever, and just win any way I want, basically. But that was a good game. I hope it was a nice introduction to the Black and White on format. Unfortunately, the rest of the games from this testing session I had with Mark went sour somewhere in the screen recording process, and I don't have those, but he did win a couple against me. It's definitely not this one-sided of a matchup. It's actually a really close and intense one. This was a pretty interesting game, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it, so make sure you rate, like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and I will catch you guys later.